Vulture City, founded by Henry Wickenburg in 1863, a remote boomtown that arose in the Sonoran Desert around a prosperous gold mine, the remains of which still provide a window into life in the Old West, as well as legends of murder and greed. In fact, many believe that spirits still linger to communicate their tales of struggle and suffering. In 1863, Henry Wickenburg, a German immigrant, was wandering about the Sonoran Desert when he came across a quartz outcropping and discovered gold. The mine was dubbed the Vulture Mine, and Vulture City, a mining town, sprung up around it. And at one point, contained as many as 5,000 people. Here's what remains. One of the most famous things to see here at Vulture City is the hanging tree. According to legend, 18 men were hung from this tree for crimes such as high-grading ore or stealing gold ore. The hangings that occurred here at the hanging tree sounded pretty gruesome. Back in the day, they didn't have trapdoors to go ahead and snap people's neck in a more traditional way that you'd think of when you hang people. What they apparently did is they'd hang them just inches off the ground to the point where they could actually support themselves, perhaps with their tippy toes, until they got too tired and they strangled to death. This process could take anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours, according to legend. Pretty gruesome stuff. One thing to note about the hanging tree is that none of the deaths that occurred here have been documented in the historical records, at least not that I could find in any research that I did. However, all of these things would have occurred in a very lawless time where vigilantes probably ran amok. So I could buy it. I could definitely buy it. I think men died here. No wonder people think this is a haunted place. If you're a fan of the paranormal and believe in that, this is supposed to be a very active area. Obviously, if 18 men strangled to death in that tree, I suppose that would make sense. I'm touching this tree, my eyes are closed, I'm trying to feel the dark energy created by 18 men dying here. This tree has been here for a couple hundred years, but I don't feel anything. Behind the hanging tree, you'll actually see a cabin, which is the original founder of the mine's cabin, Henry Wickenburg. This cabin has been reconstructed since the last time we came here, which was back in 2010. This cabin was pretty much just a pile of rubble. You could see the foundation of the stone, but they went ahead and recreated the cabin, which sits right behind the hanging tree. Here we are inside the cabin of Henry Wickenburg, the founder of the Vulture City Mine in Vulture City. Can you imagine living here over 100 years ago? No air conditioning, the hot Sonoran Desert. Miles and miles of desolation. That looks like a picture taken around 1950 of this property. You could see the hanging tree in the foreground off to the left. Back then, it looks like the roof was still on the property and the walls. It's a little eerie in this town. Very quiet. You hear the creaking of the roof, the wind blowing, wondering if you're being watched. Henry Wickenburg, does your soul still remain here? I didn't hear anything. Now, one curiosity that I had is that, so you got Wickenburg's cabin here, you come out to the front door, and you got this tree where 18 men were apparently hung. Did he just sit on his front porch here and drink lemonade and watch men strangle? Now, no mining town would be complete without a brothel. Whoa, that actually frightened me. There's a mannequin in here. And this house is one of the ones that's supposed to have a lot of paranormal activity. So when I walked in and I saw that out of the corner of my eye, that scared me. Let's take a quick tour. I think this was part boarding house, part brothel. Here's some pictures of what these buildings looked like, or what this building looked like prior to the restoration. Just exploring the old brothel. Very rickety floor. Just feel it kind of bouncing and moving. Very creepy. That doll's looking straight into my soul. Maybe a bad omen. More creepy dolls. And after a long day of mining, before brotheling, must have been nice to take a nice bath. One of the spirits that's supposed to reside here, or haunt here, is Mexican Rita, who I believe was one of the ladies of the night that once inhabited this brothel. Maybe not inhabited, but worked here. I don't know. Mexican Rita, are you here? So far, no sign of paranormal activity. I am a skeptic, but I will ask the question, if there are any spirits here, please give me a sign. I didn't hear anything. Mexican Rita? I'm trying to channel the spirits with my piano playing. Hopefully it's so bad that they just gotta come shut me up. Let's go take a visit to the doctor and see how things are looking. An old doctor's office right next to the brothel. How conveniently located. And there's the old assay office. Built in 1884. The last time we were out here in 2010, this building was pretty dilapidated. It was still standing, but it was off limits. We have never been inside this building, so this is the first time you could actually hear the roof creaking in the wind. It's a very windy day in the desert. You can definitely feel the antiquity in here. And this is a good example of a building that they've restored, done a great job on it, but it still maintains that old-time feel. When you're walking on the floors here, they just feel a little unstable. In a good way. I don't feel like the floor is gonna cave in on me or anything like that. You still feel the old building, it's still here. I think this is a good example of how you know this is the real deal. To me, it looks like at some point they probably plastered over the wall, like this original mud looking wall. That's very loose. I could actually pluck I could actually pull and peel off that with my nail. It really goes to show you the antiquity of this house, the oldness. Some kind of an old workroom. Well, you could just taste the dust in the air. Some old miner's clothes, I suppose. A lot of information about mining here, a lot of old mining artifacts. Looks like there's an old upstairs portion that we're not supposed to go up. Here we have a little bit of a dining area, it appears, and a fireplace. Into the world of culinary delights of a time long gone. And that would be the old storage vault, I take it. It's pretty dark. Ooh, creepy. Henry's Reserve. And I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Now, one more time just for the heck of it. I'm here alone in this building from 1884. There are apparently spirits here that reside here. I'm all alone. Can I hear a disembodied voice? Can you give me a sign? Move something. Do something. I'm a skeptic. Do you want me to believe in you? If you want me to believe in you, you need to show me. You need to do something. I'm not afraid. I'm wondering if the paranormal stuff only works at nighttime. Apparently it does. Because I haven't seen any evidence during my stay today. Paranormal stuff aside, it's just really neat to be able to visit somewhere, spend time with this place alone, where thousands of people lived in a lawless time, in a time that we could not relate to today, I don't think. I mean, look around at this. Amazing. After visiting Vulture City, we made a quick stop right down the road to Verde Flat Cemetery, and just taking a quick look here. I mean, it's probably about a quarter mile down the road from Vulture City, right down a very short dirt road. Thought this would be interesting. This is a cemetery where I believe they don't know who most of these people are that are buried here, and I think many of them are actually children, and there are quite a few. I think I read in my research that a lot of these deaths may have occurred from an influenza epidemic, maybe in the early 1900s, maybe in the 1800s. Didn't get to do too much research here, but there is one known grave here at the cemetery. Francisca Valencia, who was born on September 19th, 1875 and died December 12th, 1881. You can see most of the burial sites just have wooden crosses I don't think those are original crosses. Man, there are a lot of folks here. And for those of you who may be into the paranormal, it is believed that this is also a haunted cemetery. We haven't seen any evidence of any paranormal activity ourselves, but if that's your thing, this may be of interest to you. It is very quiet and kind of lonely out here in the desert. And just wanted to give a couple final thoughts about our experience here today at Vulture Mine. We did the self-guided tour. It is summer, it is a bit warm, but there were not too many people, so we had the whole place to ourselves, with the exception of a lot of like hustle and bustle from some of the local folks doing some work on the mine. They're doing a lot of restoration activities. There's also modern day mining activities right across the way, so there's lots of noise, lots of busy activity. Overall, the restoration of the buildings were great. They were able to restore them while still, for the most part, maintaining the original feel. They feel old. You definitely know they're old buildings, so they weren't restored to the point where you lose that sense of oldness. So that was really, I was really pleased to see that. I was actually a little bit worried about that. The only thing that was missing is when we came back here before they did all the restoration, almost a decade ago, it had more of an urban exploration feel. You would do a self-guided tour back then. There were other areas that are currently off limits that you could visit that you can't now, such as the old power room and some other buildings. I think the old schoolhouse. They're now part of a different property. I'm assuming the property owned by the current mining company. So I was a little bit disappointed in that, but overall, really cool, really glad we came back, and would recommend that you come check it out if you ever get a chance. Well, that's gonna do it for our tour of Vulture City today. We hope you had a good time. We really enjoyed ourselves. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. We'll have another adventure for you really soon, so continue to check back in, and until next time, take it easy. Oh, I didn't know you were out there. It's all yours.